was terrible. He made me watch the most awful Phantom movies, and then he said we could watch the musical version as a treat, and I thought he meant the Andrew Lloyd Webber version, but it was another version with crappy songs and the acting. Dear God, the acting! It was awful!
You're damn right it sucks. Just to avoid any confusion, here's a very quick-potted history of Phantom musicals. It all started back in 1976, when Ken Hill released his musical in Lancaster, the very first musical version. However, in 1982, the actor and director Geoffrey Holder got the rights to the novel and approached Yeston and Coppett to write a musical. In 1984, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Cameron Mackintosh saw Ken Hill's show and wanted to collaborate with Ken Hill on bringing it to the West End. But Hill wanted Sarah Brightman for the role, which he rejected. But later, Andrew Lloyd Webber decided to write his own musical version and cast Sarah Brightman as Christine. This time she accepted, and musical history was born. In the meantime, the Yeston and Coppett musical was screwed. All the big Broadway backers backed out when they saw what a big hit the Andrew Lloyd Webber version was. Cutting their losses, they took all the songs out and re-released it as the Charles Dance movie in 1990. And a year later, they re-released it again, this time as a musical called Phantom, which has been exported all over the world, including Japan, where they have a very popular female-only version. And Christine has promised me that one day she'll review that one for you, because I can't bring myself to watch it. Amid all this chaos, yet another musical version turned up in 1991. Unlike the others, which technically came before the Lloyd Webber version, this one's a total rip-off of it. It's just horrible.
You could never know how horrible.
I want to see.
The rip-offness starts before you even watch the film. Look at the front cover. Once you get past the sheer assness of the design, look at the quote that they've put smack bang on the cover. David Stella in this title role is as impressive as Michael Crawford, and as Christine, Elizabeth Walsh is warmer, both vocally and emotionally, than Sarah Brightman was on Broadway. Now, I don't know about you, but now that seems like a cynical attempt to make people think that they're buying a recording of the Andrew Lloyd Webber version, but instead they're buying this crappy bargain basement rip-off that doesn't have a fraction of the musical greatness of Lloyd Webber. If you look at the reviews on Amazon, it's full of people who bought this thinking it was the Lloyd Webber show. I bet they didn't even get a refund for this deliberate misrepresentation.
Refunds. I beg your pardon, mon chemin. I am unfamiliar with that term.
It means we have to give the money
I
back.
know what it means.
The only good thing you can say about this one is that it sticks fairly close to the book in some sections, although it screws around with it in others. And David Stella gives a good, if ridiculously over-the-top performance, and he has some impressive makeup. The show starts with this ropey ballet sequence, which is meant to show how Raoul got Christine's scarf back from the sea, just like in the book.
That song you sing, music from heaven. Can there be something so perfect in such an imperfect world?
Who wrote this dialogue?
Such a perfect one is she. One day...
These guys are great ventriloquists. I can't see their lips move at all. You'll clap that, you'll clap anything. So the next number is called Spirit of Music. Not at all like Angel of Music, then.
Spirit of music, angel of music. Go away.
Go away. This is my home, my dear, dear Christine, and it could be your home too.
My main problem with Stella's performance is that he sounds just like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Listen to that laugh. Just look at this mask, it's identical to the Lloyd Webber one. It's on the same side of the face and everything. Why not just go the whole hog and make it white? Madame Giry has a prominent role. She looks really weird though, like she's a man in drag. Reminds me a bit of Tim Curry in the Rocky Horror Show. The next scene is set 10 years later. I kind of like this song, it's almost catchy. And it's referencing the first chapter of the LaRue novel with the superstitious talk.
Yes, a head of fire hides like two black holes. A smell like death from a skull's head that has no nose.
You screech like that!
Oh, fella, get back to work, huh?
Could you fall over any more unconvincingly? That's Joseph Bouquet, by the way. Someone who acts so badly deserves to die. Not that this guy's any better. He's supposed to be Persian. Well, he looks Persian, doesn't he?
If you'll pardon the expression.
Hasn't he heard of Big Tan?
Well, what do you want? Just stay away. We got work to do.
And this is Carlotta and the managers, once again relegated to comic relief.
Carlotta does not do benefit concerts.
This is not a benefit in the conventional sense, Carlotta.
It's not as if we're asking you to raise money for impoverished children, for God's sake.
I should hope not.
Carlotta's pretty funny, but the managers are just like a joke. They're so childish. Just look at this scene.
You just can't be bothered by any of it. Now then, sir, are you a manager here or a maitre d'? Wonderfully. The place is in total chaos. You're never around when I need you.
You're lucky to have me.
About as lucky as having shingles. By the way, where is this evening's program? I can't find it anywhere.
What would I want with it? Programs are your department. Where'd I leave my spectacles? Well, help me find my spectacles.
How can you expect to manage an opera when you can't even keep track of your own eyeglasses?
What good is your program to me without my spectacles? Now, hand them over.
This gets old really fast.
Such hassle will know if an ass'll be running the show. This opera will blow. If it's you, if it's you, if it's you, if it's you, who'll be running the show.
What's more terrible than an unsold box?
I don't know, this musical? Anyway, Carlotta gives a benefit performance, but the Phantom keeps screwing it up.
Is it really Marguerite? Marguerite! Ah! You fools!
What a bitch, eh?
You could say that again.
We have just about had our fill of her by now, don't you think?
She's about as full as I care to have them.
Eyes forward, my friend. Personally, I would prefer a slight alteration in the program.
Oh, look at these magical special effects.
Takes too long. I know. What about the old faulty trapdoor idea? Now we're getting somewhere. Perform this little errand for me, my friend, and you may live to collect your pension.
Since when does the Phantom team up with Joseph Bouquet? With Carlotta out the way, Christine's free to sing this really dreary song.
Light and darkness, great
It's not exactly Think of Me, is it? And then Ral joins in, which makes matters even worse. You know, say what you will about Lloyd Webber's version, but nobody can deny that the music in it is absolutely magnificent and uplifting. It's beautiful, but the music in this is just dull and unmemorable. It can't hold a candle to Lloyd Webber's. I think Ral's pretty weird looking in this as well. I mean, look at him! Later comes another scene called The Mirror. Not at all like The Mirror in the Lloyd Webber one then. Ral comes to return Christine's scarf, just like in the book.
Au revoir.
And then... Oh, wait.
You were superb tonight.
That's Phantom isn't all that bothered about Roll, apparently. In fact, he's pretty tolerant about their romance.
You may see your little Vicomte. He is no threat to me. I will make you the greatest singer the world has ever known.
Christine, are you all right?
Oh, here we go. Time for the dramatic
Open the door.
scene when Christine walks through the mirror.
Christine!
Christine! Angel! Oh,
Who are you?
no dramatic music there. Oh, it's the badly acted Persian again.
Insurance man. Well, they're quite gone now.
Yes. Well, that's obvious.
And here I am once again, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.